Hey everyone, Joe here. Well, today I got a software review for you. Now what I have today is 3D LUT Creator by Oleg Saronov. And I've used a lot of color correction software before, but none of them have actually come to be this good. And I'm saying that likely. The best way I can explain this software is a lot of software when you do color corrections, like taking a battle axe to heart surgery. Well, this is like fine, precision work right here. This software is actually really good at cutting into those colors and correct them in ways you really just cannot do in programs like Photoshop, Lightroom, and most any other photo editing software, even video editing software. Now, Photoshop technically you can probably do a lot of this stuff with masking, but this software lets you do it without having to worry with masks, which is really helps speed your photo editing process up. So there's a lot to go into on this software, and I do highly recommend it. Of course, links for it will be down in the description below. But I do want to point out this software was given to me and I was asked to do a review and stuff on it. However, I'm not being paid to make this review, and it's completely on my own. So anyway, let's first get in here and start talking about it. And first I want to say there's 3 things I need to show you. But if I want to show you everything, we'd be here for about an hour, and I really don't want to be here that long. I'm sure none of you want to watch the video that long either. So first I must show you how you can do a split toning with this. However, I'm going to show you how you can do split toning without actually affecting skin colors and skin tones, which is always an issue if you try doing kind of color correction that, or doing kind of cinema toning or whatever. The skin tones normally get mixed in with that, and you may not always want that. I also want to show you how you can take, for example, a photo from like a movie or something you really do like. For example, if you like the latest Mad Max movie, you can take, for example, like a photo like that and copy the color grading to your photos or even videos. Something to consider. And also, a lot of the programs and stuff that we have, I really do like, don't actually have any color correction. For example, I like to use a data color spider checker, but stuff like Affinity Photo, Luminaire, there's no way to actually do any color corrections because data color doesn't make the software that actually works for them. Well, with 3D LUT Creator, we can actually do color correcting now. So I'm going to show you how to do those 3 things. So like I said, it's really good, but the best way to do software review is actually show you hands-on demonstration. So let's get in here and start doing this. Okay, everyone, here we are inside 3D LUT Creator. Now, I'm going to go over a few of the little features here. Now, if you want to know more about these features, learn more about them, you'll actually need to check out their website because there's just so much information to kind of go over. It would take, an hour or 2 to kind of go over everything in detail. But first, we have channels here. This is your channel mixer, your corresponding reds, greens, and blues. Now, we got a little volume adjuster here to accentuate certain colors. For example, if I just kind of pull this up, you can see it makes her skin brighter and everything else kind of darker. That really does help. Then we have our traditional A/B grid here. Now, by default, it's normally like on 8, but I kind of like actually setting it to like 12. Of course, if you don't like the web design, you could actually switch it over to a regular square type grid. I'm actually quite fond of the little web type design. Like I said, I actually like the 12 one here, just because it helps you fine tune those colors and adjust them in. This is what I really like about this program is it really helps you. It's like the surgical tool for color correction and color manipulation. Then over here we have color and luminescence adjustments. Like I said, learn more about those. Then we have all curves and stuff. Of course, really good thing is you can adjust the luminance, saturation luminance, luminous saturation, or saturation on top of saturation, or just luminance. And you can also kind of go over your master channel here, or red, green, and blue individually. Like I said, plenty of ways to adjust these, and there's so much fine adjustments you can do for every one of these. Then we have our 2D curves, which is basically it's like a 2D representation of the 3D color curve, the red, greens, and blues. Help you kind of work with getting tones and stuff a bit more the way you want them. And the mask input right here. Now this kind of way everything kind of works before each other. You can rearrange these a little bit. Say if you wanted something to affect the colors before the next layer kind of goes in. This masking panel and stuff right here really is for that. Like I said, There's so much to cover. I wouldn't be able to do it in this one video. So, like I said, do check out the website, 3D LUT Creator, find out more about this. Now, I'm going to just kind of go over a few of the things in this kind of like demonstration / review. I'm going to kind of show you how you can do like split toning while protecting the skin tones. Then I'm going to show you how you can do like some grading and stuff by actually copying the color profile from like one photo and apply it to another. So, for example, if you have like this one movie like that you kind of really like the way the film and everything looked, and you want to apply it to like one of your videos or just even the photos, you can actually go out and get that one, import it in, and apply that color grading to it. I'll show you how to do that in just a little bit. And I'm also going to show you how to do color correction. A lot of the programs and stuff that I like to use, like Affinity Photo and Luminar and all that, don't actually have any direct way to actually do color calibration. And 3D LUT Creator can actually get around that for you. So let's go over here and first start actually doing some split toning and show you how you can protect the skin and stuff. And we're going to do that in the AB window. Now, to actually really dial this in, they actually have one way here. You can just kind of all the color together, or you can click double and it kind of divides it between the highlights and the shadows. Let me first show you this one first. And you can see the mouse cursor where I'm actually highlighting her arm. And if you go look on the website over here, you can see kind of got these little squares appearing over here. And that's actually showing you where that particular color is corresponding. For example, her skin tones. If we go up into the blue, we can see the blue is listed here. So, and there's a way you can actually do this. If we, for example, we just kind of just move it right here, everything, including her skin tones, change. We don't want that. Nobody wants that. People want skin tones to remain natural, while everything else to kind of look kind of different. So, for example, we highlight this pretty much between here, all the way to here. The colors are actually her skin tones. And that way, if I pull this over here, you can see everything else in the environment changes, but her skin tones. Like I said, when you click on them, that locks them down, so we can actually change the color in this environment without really affecting her skin tones. It kind of isolates those out. Now, you got to kind of be careful. You start moving too much of this, it will affect other areas. Say, for example, for lips, or over here in the pinkish area. You kind of want to watch that if you move it too much. But yeah, quick way to do that. I always reset it. So now let's go over here. Let's do something like split tone. Maybe something like a teal blue or teal green or something like that. Let's go ahead and click double. Then bring it up here again. Now we can see we can find the skin tones again listed over here. I want to click those to lock them down. That way they don't move. And we'll see if we see anything else. See, none of that's appearing in the highlights. So I want to actually bring some of this over here in the teal zone. And it's kind of about right here. We don't want to go too crazy with it. And we want to bring this other areas over here into the orange. Like the skies and stuff. You can see the clouds starting to warm up here. Now, see, I can cut AB off. You can see the adjustments we're already making to kind of give you an idea. Now, what's really good is not only that, we can also move particular colors. For example, in the highlights, if we really want to make, let me see if we can't find that blue that's up here in the sky. See the point right here? This is that blue. Let's see if we want to make it red. Well, we made it pink already. Just by moving that. You can really move that color over. Let's put it back to where it was. But for example, we want to kind of like keep everything that's brighter, more yellow. We can kind of cut a lot of these colors out. And when you drag them towards the center here, that actually desaturates them. Back towards the center here. So we kind of desaturate a lot of those colors. And let's see, if you drag them further out, it makes them more saturated. For example, I want to make more of the reds, yellows saturated. We drag them out that way. And let's desaturate in that sky a little bit. Now, I'm just kind of showing this for example. And this is not meant to be a tutorial on how to do anything. It's just kind of give you a really good example of what you can accomplish with it. So right now we're just basically messing around. And I'm going to desaturate those other tones and stuff in the shadows. So that way in the shadows and stuff, we end up with like more blues and stuff. And in the highlights, we end up with more oranges. And I think this is a really good way. And all this without affecting her skin tones. Yeah, let's pull that in there and make this a little more teal. I can see this is pretty interesting the way it works. You can see we adjusted everything without affecting skin tones, which you cannot do in any other program. You cannot do that in Lightroom. You cannot do that in Photoshop. Well, let me rephrase that. You can do that in Photoshop, but you have to do masking. There's no masking going on here. That's why this makes it so nice, because you can do this in a video. That's right. Just not just for photos. You can do this in a video. That means if I had took this photo out of a video, we wanted to keep her skin tones correct, but do all this to the other outside areas. All we got to do now is just save this as a three-dimensional LUT or 3D LUT as to a cube file and pull that right into Premiere Pro. That's really what's really great about this. So that's showing you how to protect skin tones while doing split toning. Like I said, you can really manipulate colors really well with this program. Okay, well that was on like split toning, but that's really just the tip of the iceberg. This software actually lets you go in and do a lot more than just that. Let you go in and change colors and move colors around completely. If you want to replace all the browns with blues, vice versa, and move all the colors around, you're free to do so to your own creative benefits. So anyway, it's that. It does so much more than I can explain here, but there is something else I wanted to show you, and I mentioned at the start of this video, and that's copying color grading. So let's get in here and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, everyone, now let me show you how you can copy the color grading from like any film, video, or anything, or just photos. Now, of course, to do this, you need to export all the files out as photos. But for example, you had a clip of, say, a movie or something you really liked, and you really want to apply that type of color grading. You want to create a LUT to your footage and stuff. Now, for copyright reasons, obviously I'm using a photo that I've already taken. I took in Korea and stuff in Seoul a while back. And I'm going to use this for example. Now, if I go over here to curves, I can click degrade and then basically show you what the image looked like before I actually did my editing and stuff to it. And that's pretty close. White balance is a little bit different, but for the most part, that is exactly what the other photo looked like when I originally took it. Now, let's take a photo that I've already got here. And let me see here, of an image that I have not edited yet. And we can see it currently looks very similar. Yeah. Now, I want to apply the other gradient to this one. Okay. So it's pretty easy to do. Now, I'm going to go over here to File, and I'm going to load a reference image. So, yeah, load reference image, and we'll take that one I took of Korea and open it up. Okay, wonderful. Now if I go over here to view, I can show reference, uncheck it to show reference. And since I'm going to go ahead and click grade down here at the bottom, and it's going to take all the grading and stuff from the other one and apply it to this one. And that's it. It's pretty much that simple. Of course, you may have to do some fine tuning because each image isn't exactly the same, but this gets you very, very close. And I think it's a great way to actually, copy a lot of the effects and stuff or looks from other photos or videos that you like and apply them to your own. And when you're done doing that, all you have to do is go over here to save 3D LUT. You can save your LUT file. Like I said, use a Photoshop or any other program that supports LUT files and apply that color grading straight to every one of them. Okay, everyone. I'm sure a lot of people are going to find that ability to be able to copy the color grading from other photos and stuff and video really helpful, especially if you're trying to find your own look and style. It always helps to kind of see what else is working for other folks, and so you can fine tune your own. Now, I mentioned color correction, and this is something that plagues a lot of folks who don't want to buy into the more expensive software suites and stuff, and I completely understand that. One of the programs I like a lot is Affinity Photo, and I actually like it more than Photoshop at times. And it has its few quirks, but for the most part, I really do like Affinity Photo. So I'm going to show you in this next tutorial how we can actually do color correction in Affinity Photo with 3D LUT Creator. Okay, everyone, well here I have a photo opened up in Affinity Photo. Now this is a really good Photoshop alternative. However, the problem is Datacolor, the maker of the spider checker I have here in the photo, doesn't actually make software for Affinity Photo. Matter of fact, they pretty much only make it for Lightroom, Photoshop, and a few other of the top high-end brand of photo editors. So we can actually use 3D LUT Creator as a replacement to actually create a color correction profile, or in this case, we're actually going to create a color correction LUT file. So let me show you how to do just that. Now let's go ahead and pull up 3D LUT Creator, and we already see I already have the photo already pulled into it. Now this is actually really easy to do. Let's go ahead and click on the color chart tool here. As you can see, I have a few little dots and stuff come up on the screen, and these are what we'll be actually using. Now the thing is with 3D LUT Creator, as they already have a lot of these already pre-programmed in. However, the good thing is you can custom make your own. So if you have one that's not on this list, you can actually create one. Now you do that by actually going out to the website of the company that actually made your color chart, and you can actually get those color values. And you can actually, like I said, create them on your own, but that's completely another tutorial for another day. And I'm pretty sure 3D LUT Creator already has one of those tutorials on their web or YouTube channel. Now I'm using the regular spider checker. Of course, they also got the spider checker 24 here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that, and see it pulls it up here, a whole bunch of different colors. Now this is pretty easy to do. We just drag the color over to the actual corresponding color on the chart here. So first I'm gonna bring the four corners over, get those all in there even, and spread out the little gap here so everything gets lined up. You want to try to position them in like the center of your color. Now I actually have curves plus matrix here. That seems to work the best for getting the most accurate color. And let me go ahead and click match. And before I actually start, you can see the average delta E here is a 24.99, which is pretty much means the color is off. So actually when I click match, it actually tell you how close it actually is to being perfect after it analyzes everything. Let me click match, let that run. Okay, wham, here we go. We have a delta E now of 2.75. And anything under 3 is considered exceptional. As you can see, all the colors, everything matched into the color profile, just dang near perfect. You got some of the pinks and stuff maybe just slightly off. But overall, this is really, really close. Now, how do we get that back into, like Affinity Photo? We just simply go down here, it says Save 3D LUT. Of course, I already have one made for this tutorial. And so just save it wherever you want to save it. I'm not going to save it again because I already created one. Just to kind of speed up the tutorial here a little bit. Now, let's go back over here. So here's our other image. And simply, we just go here and choose LUT. Let me click on that. And let's load our LUT file. Said I already have Jedi correction here. Let's open that one, and boom, we're done. Let's go back over here to layers. You can see this before and after. You can adjust the white balance as you see fit to really kind of dial it in the way you want. But technically this right here is, perfect white balance. Everything's dead on. So that's how easy it is to do actually color correction with the 3D LUT Creator. Okay, everyone. Well, I really, really do like this program, and I'm pretty sure a lot of folks out there are going to really like it as well. Now, I admit this program does, take a little bit of learning curve here, but it's well worth it. And Oleg has lots of tutorials on his YouTube channel. There's so much to go into. I'm still learning, but from what I've learned so far, I really do like this program. It's something I'm going to be using quite a bit. So I do highly recommend it if you're looking into getting in to be able to dig in deep and be able to edit those colors and stuff and manipulate your photos and videos the way you always wanted to. Now, compatibility. Any program that uses LUT files, lookup tables, .cubes, .luts, .looks, should be able to use this. And pretty much they should all use it unless the program itself is messed up. And it has nothing to do with Oleg's program here. 3D LUT Creator is just fantastic. Now, like I said, it takes a little bit of learning curve, but that's the only downside to it. But the thing is, it does so much. It's a surgical tool for color correction, and I can't recommend it enough. It's just a fantastic tool. So in the down description, I'll have links to the website where you can actually, and as well as the YouTube channel, so you can watch tutorials on it and read up on it. And there's also a demo if you want to download the demo and try it out. Now, I'm not being, I don't make any money if you download this program at all, or use it, or buy it for that matter. But I really do like it. I really do recommend it, and I hope that you like it too. So anyway, that's it for this video over one. Like I said, I highly recommend it. You need to check it out if you haven't yet. And if you like this video and stuff, how about giving me a thumbs up? Thumbs is always highly appreciated. And if you're not a subscriber to my channel yet, then go ahead and take the time to subscribe. Subscribing is free. It's for you. Let you know when I release more videos. And on your way out, don't forget to check out my Spreadshirt store as well as my Amazon store. Links for those will be down in the description below. And I'll see everyone in the next video.